What is good, Joe? Welcome back to Chris and Rock Productions. As always, I am Chris,
And well,
and today we have a very, and I mean very special review we have for y'all, and that is
Fantastic
Fantastic Four.
Four
I need to drink some water. I can't whistle. Fantastic Four First Steps
steps.
came out Thursday. Today is Saturday. We're ready to do our spoiler review. We did an out of theater reaction, non spoiler. If you haven't seen the movie, it was a quick YouTube short. You can go ahead and check that out. But this is the big boy. This is the spoiler one.
Yeah,
We're getting it.
definitely.
We're gonna get into plot, characters,
Post credit scene.
post credit scenes, more plot, post credit scenes. Like, look, boom! I'm already spoiling it. I'm already spoiling it. Post credit scenes. All right, all right. So first and foremost, like, comment, subscribe, share,
And
turn on
yeah,
notifications.
definitely.
I really don't know what I'm saying. Because we love this movie so much and we're just excited about doing our review. So before we get into the actual review, going into this movie, this was in our top 10 most anticipated at number one,
Yeah,
alongside
with
with
Superman.
Superman. We cheated.
Yeah,
Sorry.
sorry, but we tried, but unfortunately it was tough.
It was super hard to pick one.
Yeah,
But Fantastic Four, it's here, it's arrived, and it's delivered. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. You ready?
yeah.
Boom. All right, so first and foremost, the cast. I'll go through the cast and we'll go through just basically the gist of what how they delivered their performances. So first and first and foremost, the lead of this movie,
Yep.
Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm, aka Invisible Woman. Of course, we have Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards, aka Mr. Fantastic. Ebon Moss Baccarat as Ben Grimm, aka The Thing, and Joseph
Joseph
Quinn
Quinn,
as
Johnny
Johnny Storm,
Storm,
aka Human
Human
Torch.
Torch.
So this cast was how can I say this? I think it was fantastic.
Yep.
You see what I did there? See,
Fantastic. What is it? I said it's fantastic.
if you're not watching anymore, I can't blame you. But we'll go to top to bottom. Of course, Vanessa Kirby, like I mentioned, first and foremost, she was absolutely the emotional thread of this movie. She delivered 100% on the performance as Sue Storm because Sue, she's a character that's very politically articulate. She can speak in front of thousands of people, and it looks like she's speaking in a mirror. And I think Vanessa Kirby definitely captured the prowess of that character in Sue Storm. You, Rafi, what did you think? You can go ahead and take it with Pedro.
So Pedro though, like I was not expecting Pedro get casted as Reed Richards.
It was a surprise, yeah.
Yeah, and he did great as Reed.
Delivered, yeah.
Yeah, and don't know what else to say, but
I think what he captured with Reed Richards is
yeah,
because Reed Richards is such a big brain human being, the smartest man alive, except in the multiverse of madness. Wanda, Black Wolf can destroy you with. That's not the point. I think Pedro he captured that. How could I say guiltiness that Reed has because of what happened to his family, as well as the determination to make sure no problem ever exceeds them ever again. And I think he did a great job. Uh, Next, we have Ebon as the Thing. The Thing is my favorite Fantastic Four character. It is clobbering time, which he says it in the movie.
yep.
What time is it, Johnny? I'm not gonna say
Like
it.
I say,
What time is it? Oh, not Johnny. What time is it, Ben? Oh, yes. What's up? It's clobber time. It was great. Um, of the four, I think story wise, he did have the least. He was there in every scene with them practically. But I will say there was a scene with him that got me very emotional, and I'll get into that later. And do you want to go ahead and get into Joseph Quinn, Ralphie, of course?
Joseph Quinn as Johnny Storm. He did great as Johnny Storm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, go ahead.
as sorry, was him.
Oh, no, I was gonna say like he did great. Yeah.
Yeah. Sendo because even though it's been a while since I last seen Stranger Things season 4, but
hmm
whatever energy, like
That he brought
yeah,
as Eddie Munson, he
yeah,
brought it to Johnny.
yeah,
Yeah, I think Joseph Quinn very much portrayed Johnny as in the past, he's been portrayed as an absolute womanizer. And we know in the comics Johnny loves the ladies. And Joseph portrays that, but in this film, I think it's much more palpable in the way that he portrays his love for the women, and then also he's very much a linguist in this movie, where he is very useful to the team. I feel like in past iterations he really wasn't, but in this one he very much was. Speaking of being useful, we have
We have
Ralph
well
Ineson as Galactus
Galactus,
and Julia Gardner as the
the
Silver
Silver
Surfer.
Surfer.
Uh, Galactus, when he popped up on screen, I like slapped Ralphie on the shoulder because I was like super excited.
Yeah.
What did you think of Galactus, Ralph?
So for some of the massive improvement than the Cloud.
Oh my god, yeah, yeah,
Yeah. And a second though, this guy be one of the like menacing like MCU villain,
yeah. Well, Galactus is up there. Yeah,
like MCU threat, like alongside with like Thanos, Green Goblin.
yeah. He is a pillar in the
Yeah.
in the villain in Marvel. Yeah,
And don't know what to say about it, but
he was scary,
yeah,
very scary.
yeah,
And then of course Julia Garner as Silver Surfer, she delivered so hard. I will say, so there were moments in the Silver Surfer story where we learned about her backstory, about how Galactus picked her out and why Shia Ball was selected to be the Silver Surfer. It's very much reminiscent of uh, what was the 2007 one? Revival of the Silver Surfer, Return of the Silver,
Rise of Silver
Rise of the
Surfer.
Silver Surfer. There you go. Um, but done like 100 times better, of course. And Shia Ball, she was scary. Like there's a scene we're gonna get into later with her where she was chasing them.
Yeah,
And it was like, oh my gosh, dude, like she is crazy on that surfboard. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like she is a silver surfer. And I thought she was great. And Galactus, of course, like Ralph mentioned, he was absolutely terrifying. To get more into the story, Galactus, his sole purpose was to eat Earth. Not surprising, that's Galactus's whole thing. But he won't do it if they give up a little baby, and we'll get into that a little bit later. But we're gonna go into breakdown of our favorite aspects of this movie, and let's start off with the biggest one, or one of the biggest ones, of course, and that is the aesthetic of this movie. So, first steps is obviously a it's a retro futuristic take on New York City, or just on the world in general. The technology, the way people speak, their dialogue, their transportation, their food, their music, it just speaks to that aesthetic of mid-century modern. Well, not modern, but more so mid-century with the futuristic take. You, Ralphie, what did you think of the feel and the look of how this movie was shot and everything?
yeah. For me though, like this is like a very interesting take on it.
Yeah.
Also for the aesthetic, the settings background. If if you have seen this though, but they remind me of those like 1960 drawings that people drew.
Yes, that's the inspiration that they
Yeah,
drew from. Literally drew from.
yeah,
Yeah. Um
yeah. And for me though, like again, it is interesting take like for this being a separate thing than the main MCU, because trust me, if it is take place in the main MCU, it'll be like boring, like just regular city.
the MCU find.
The MCU fight, and plus and plus a major plot hole.
Yeah, where were they during Endgame and stuff?
Yeah,
So, of course, this movie takes place on Earth 828, which is the birthday of Jack Kirby, as compared to the main MCU timeline 616. To get into more into the aesthetic, this movie jumps through different holidays, and whenever I heard the Monster Mash, because there was during Halloween, I screamed. I didn't scream in theaters. I screamed eternally because Halloween's my favorite holiday.
yep,
The 1960s aesthetic and retrofuturistic is my favorite aesthetic. When you combine those two together with Monster Mash, it is like I think my dream. And shout out to the people who built the stages or who built the background, the dirt on the street. Not, it wasn't dirty, but like the way they captured the how lived in New York was. I thought it was amazing. And of course the suits, retro futuristic suits, space suits, astronauts, the space race, the space age, it was very much captured in this movie.
yep,
Yeah. Um so speaking of space, let's go ahead and get into their origins. Uh Unlike the past Fantastic Four movies where we see their origin story
Yeah.
take up like an hour of the movie. This does the opposite. You get into it.
So so this is like established this team.
4 years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
4 years in established team, and in the opening, maybe see like a broadcast as like a broadcast show, like recapping in the events.
hmm Yeah. And it used a lot of old footage,
Yeah,
like footage that they shot, but it was like a Super 8 camera, very like on today's report,
yeah,
the Fantastic Four go to space. Oh my God, is he a rock now? Kind of
something like that.
something like that. The picture right here, they wear their suits in the flashbacks or in that reel. This is from Pedro Pascal's Instagram, and these suits are amazing. And of course, we get that sizzle reel, that news report, and ABC special report about the origins of the Fantastic Four. And it was done so beautifully. Like, we've seen Uncle Ben get shot. We've seen
Yeah.
Batman's parents get shot.
Have you seen Superman crash
I
land?
think he said get shot. Like, what? He's just a baby. We see
Superman crash land to Earth
into
multiple
Earth from
times.
Kryptonite. We've seen those origin stories. And we've seen,
You see, oh yeah, what else origin we have seen multiple times.
oh, Ralph, just so many.
Yeah,
But for Fantastic Four, we've seen it multiple times.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah. Like basically, we got like at least three different live action iteration. The first one was the 1994,
hmm
the 2005, and the 2015 movie.
Yes, I wish the 1994 was supposed to come out in 1995. Could have been every 10 years.
Yeah,
But uh, they gave us the gist of how they got their powers, and it didn't overstate it. It didn't shove it in our face. It just showed us a quick second. They got their powers. Ben comes out of the spaceship, and it's it's amazing. It's fantastic.
yep.
Um, but we'll move on from their origins, and we'll go into the number one thing that I love from this movie, besides the thing, is I think I'm sure you can agree with
Yeah,
this, and that is the family aspect, right?
yeah.
How did you feel that these actors portrayed the family element of the Fantastic Four on the big screen?
For me though, they did great though,
Yeah.
like portraying the family aspect, and even the writing as well.
Yes, it's such a solid script.
Yeah,
Matt Shackman and his crew, the way he directed this, the family aspect was very much captured.
yeah, and like, and for me though, even though I don't recall the family aspect of in the 2000 film,
hmm
um, but this one though, like whatever thing that whatever stuff that they cooked though, they literally cooked it really well.
Yes, Matt Shackman, like I mentioned, he was able to capture what family meant, especially for the first family of Marvel. Right here, of course, we see Ben Grimm and Franklin together. Speaking of the baby was a CGI baby, I think most
Yeah,
of the time. But I had a couple of my buddies be like, "And that CGI baby was very much a CGI baby." I don't think Hollywood's figured out babies yet in terms of portraying them in CG.
yeah,
You can't have an actual baby work 18-hour shoots. It's against the law.
yeah,
You know what I mean? It's if it was like the 20s and 30s, maybe the kid be smoking a pack of cigs and in between takes. But it's 2025. We have laws now.
yeah, yeah. Speaking of CGI though, I remember the CGI scene from the Flash.
I'm not. That was This CGI was better than that Flash
Yeah.
CGI. 100 times better. All right. You're gonna. I'm gonna move on before you pass out. But the family aspect, very much. You good? Okay,
Yeah.
catch your breath. The family aspect was absolutely wonderful. You're good. You good, Junior?
Yeah. Okay.
He snorted. Okay, all right, catch your breath.
But sometimes we just give me the most replay part.
Wow, that'd be amazing.
Yeah.
But speaking of amazing, uh, my friends told me that this character and what they were going for this character didn't really connect with them. For me, what they gave me, I latched onto it immediately. So we have a brand new original character called Rachel. I think Rachel Rosman, and of course Ben Grimm. Ben what I do wish that this movie did was it spent a little bit more time, I think, sort of grasping that he has come to terms being the thing, as opposed to looking human as Ben Grimm. Um, but Rachel, Natasha Leone, and Ebon, they're like two peas in a pod. They had amazing chemistry, even though he was a giant rock. They had amazing chemistry for me, and I actually teared up. I teared up at a moment. You want me to tell you that moment?
Yeah,
When we're jumping ahead, but we're gonna pull back. I just want to get to this moment when it's the final countdown to Galactus arriving on Earth into New York City for Franklin, or to eat the Earth. Ben goes to see her, and she approaches him because throughout the movie he walked up to the where she was at, at the school, at the church, and he didn't approach her. He left, but she noticed him, and that was the interaction that they had throughout the movie. Besides this sweet one at the beginning, so he goes into the church. She walks up to him and says, "Are you here for guidance, for spiritual guidance?" And he says, "No, I'm here to see you." And that was the end of that scene. I got teary eyed, Ralph, because Ben deserves love. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And Rachel, from all accounts, from what we've seen in the movie, she likes him for who he is because he's a down to earth person. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So I hope in the sequel, which I'm 100% sure we're gonna get a sequel, that they dive more into their relationship. But I think it was wonderful. Natasha, I love her as an actress, so I'm glad to see the screen time, that whatever little screen time that they gave her, that she was able to, do her thing. And then Ebon is such a great actor. Everybody that he interacted with, he had chemistry. You know what I mean?
yeah.
You, Rafi, did you have anything for this?
Like, 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 like for me though, again and again, the writing though in that part, where it said, I'm here to see you though, like that was really good.
It really was. It
Yeah,
was great. Um, Speaking of chemistry, Johnny and Shia Ball. Do you want to get into what he was doing to try to get to know her, especially like her background and stuff?
you could,
You want me to
yeah,
okay. So it was like the language. Remember the
yep,
language? So they were getting transmissions from outer space of an alien language that they were trying to dissect and figure out what it meant. Um, and the first time Shia, excuse me, shows up to Earth, tells them Galactus is coming. I herald his message. I herald Galactus. Johnny chases her. She says something to him in her language, and that kickstarts sort of Johnny's purpose in this movie. Is he's gonna break down the language and translate it so that he can get through Shia and figure out exactly what is going on and how can he do his part to help save Earth, or to try to save Earth. And Joseph Quinn, like I said, they use him as like a linguist, a language, and I can't even pronounce it, a linguist. Let's moving on. Uh, I thought they were he liked her. He was like, I'm like, I'm in love with you, kind of. He didn't say that, but you could tell he like was attracted to her. But she was gonna destroy Earth, so that was like the least attractive part, that she was gonna destroy the planet that he lived on. But okay, we'll go ahead and get on to possibly one of the best scenes in this movie in the second act, and that is the second act space scene. Rafi, do you have anything you want to start us off with?
this is like very suspenseful,
Dude, yes,
yeah,
yeah.
like very suspenseful sequence,
hmm
and don't know where to start though.
I guess I'll get it. I'll start it off. Essentially, they're gonna go try to find Galactus to figure out what's going on. Sue is like 9 months pregnant at this point, or 8 months, because I think they went to space for like a whole month. That's how long the space flight took. Um, and there's an amazing. Okay, basically they go find Galactus. If you've seen this, you've seen that scene. They find Galactus. Galactus is like, I want that baby that's in Sue's stomach, and she's like, no. And they leave. Galactus sends Shia or Silver Surfer to go after them, and it's like this interstellar space race, a literal race, or like space chase, where basically they're trying to jump space back to Earth or get back to this side of the galaxy. And the Silver Surfer is chasing them, and it's so. incredibly shot well.
Yep.
Um, and we see the intenseness. We see them use their powers, especially, we got to see Johnny use his powers a bunch against her, and Ben was a pilot, of course. Ben's a pilot,
Yep.
and he was able to fly this baby, and I thought it was amazing. You, Rafi, of that whole scene, what was one of your favorite visuals or a shot that like you saw it and you were like mesmerized?
So yeah, like okay, so when they went to this like this wormhole.
The wormhole,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah, this wormhole like like this sequence though like looks pretty cool like on screen.
yeah,
and and I forgot what's the thing called. There's a little like hyperdrive machine.
yeah. Like how, yeah, it's like a space dock hyperdrive.
Yes,
Yeah,
hyperdrive. Inside like in that sequence of like whatever like somehow Silver got in.
yeah. She got sucked into the black hole.
Yeah,
Um, and the way she screamed and her chasing them, it was such a badass scene.
yeah,
Yeah. So I highly, if you're watching this in theaters, lock in because I think you're really gonna like this scene. Moving on. Speaking of intenseness, the build up. They come to the conclusion that Galactus is coming, so they have they have one choice, and that is to conserve as much energy on the planet so that they can move Earth and teleport it to another part of the galaxy where Galactus won't be able to find them for like millions of years.
yeah,
And they, building up into the third act and the suspensefulness of this, it we start to see exactly why Sue Storm is the lead. She has this powerful moment where everybody wants them to give up Franklin, and she's like, I'm not gonna sacrifice my baby for this earth, but I'm also not gonna sacrifice this earth for my baby. We're gonna figure it out as a family. And the emotion that Vanessa Kirby emitted in that scene was absolutely incredible. Okay, now we get into the third act. Galactus shows up, and I'm not gonna go step by step, but he shows up, messes some stuff up. They're gonna teleport Galactus because they can't teleport Earth because Silver Surfer messed up the bridges.
yeah,
I'm spitballing here. They have an amazing battle with Galactus, and Sue Storm dies.
yeah.
What did you think of this scene, Rafi?
I was like, wait, what? Because like I wasn't not expecting for them to cut off, and at the same time, to come and think with though,
I know what you're thinking. Doomsday.
yeah,
You were you thinking Doomsday?
yeah, yeah. Them say like never thought of that until just now. But anyway though, during the scene where she died,
Hmm.
and whenever we was crying though, back in my head is picturing the last of us like themes.
Yes, I'm not laughing because it was a funny scene,
No,
because I thought of The Last of Us
yeah,
too. Yeah,
yeah. Because back in my head thinking the scene for the last of us.
where Pedro Pascal had an amazing scene where
Yeah,
he's trying to or like do CPR to Sue. She's not taking it. Her body. She's basically she dies. And then Franklin is crying, and I was getting emotional because I was like, Vanessa Kirby did a wonderful job. She locked in as a hero and as a mother, and she died. They put Franklin on her chest, and he brings her back to life.
yeah,
And I've read Franklin in the comics numerous times. I understand exactly how powerful he is. I wasn't expecting them to do that in that moment. But once in the moment you see her fingers like flinch and that she's coming to and she wakes up, I was like, yeah, Franklin did it. Franklin locked in. As a baby, he locked in and got it done. He got it done. But before we get into the post credit scene, because basically that's the gist of the movie.
yeah,
um, they save the day. Galactus and Silver Surfer is teleported to somewhere else. We don't know where they went. We don't see them anymore after that. Um, and it's the conclusion. The Fantastic Four, they saved Earth. They still have Franklin. They saved their baby. Uh, Johnny and Ben are great uncles. Reed and Sue are great parents. And that's the conclusion of the film.
yep.
Yeah. Before we get into the post credits, Rafi, what did you think of the ending and just the overall take on this movie? I guess.
So s- so the ending though, I was surprised as they saved it at the end because
Hmm.
for a while though we were like wondering, did they win, did they lose? Is that the reason why they spoilers on Thunderbolts.
Yeah, Thunder spoilers.
Yeah, in the post credit scene, we see the Fantastic Four ship, of, like in space,
Yeah,
like landing to the 616 Earth.
yeah, 616 Earth. Yeah,
I was like, wait, did their planet get destroyed or something?
that's what I had the same.
Yeah,
That's what made the stakes in this movie so strong is because we don't know if this world's gonna live or not. You
yeah,
know what I mean? Uh, thought a great ending, a funny scene. I couldn't find an image for it. It was whenever they were trying to get the baby seat into the Fantastic Car.
yeah.
Speaking of Herbie, do we ever talk about Herbie?
Oh
Herbie
yeah,
was great. He was amazing.
yeah.
He was like R2D2, but like R2D2 is like he's for war, like he's a battle droid, sort of, and like then Herbie is like a housekeeper, cleaner, everything.
Yeah,
He takes care of the Baxter Building. Um, so yeah, I will go ahead and get into the post credit
yeah.
scene.
That one last thing about Herbie
Uh,
is we finally got Herbie in live action.
yes, finally, a
Yeah,
well done Herbie, a well done Herbie. Post credit scene. It starts off with it jumps 4 years into the future. We see Sue and we see Franklin sitting on the sofa reading a book. She gets up and she goes and finds another book because Franklin's already finished that one. And she hears a noise behind her. Doctor Doom. Ralphie, me and you screamed like
yeah,
little kids when
yeah,
when we saw his robe like in the background. I was like, oh, me and you were like,
yeah.
oh, oh, oh my god.
Yeah, yeah, because like yes, yes. For a while, we kind of knew they were gonna tease like Doctor Doom for Doomsday, but then when it happened, like, oh
Yes, it was. I screamed. I wish they showed a piece of RDJ's
yeah,
face. But man, we'll do a separate video in the future about what does this mean going forward for Doomsday. Of course, Doomsday's gonna have Doctor Doom.
yep,
Um, but this was such an amazing post-credit scene. I was already at a 10 for Doomsday. Now I'm at like at 11 or 12 because they're doing it. Of course they're doing it. Of course. But to see it on the big screen finally, it's so good.
yeah,
The first time we see Doctor Doom in the MCU. So, all right, guys. So the last thing to do is give our scores. Are you ready?
yep,
And that is a 10 for me.
and a 9.
This movie delivered in every single way possible and then some. I will see this movie multiple times in theaters. It's a 10 out of 10. It is up there in MCU movies, but I have other 10 out of 10 MCU movies. Right now, I'm trying to see where it fits in the shuffling, but that's not important right now. I absolutely love this movie. You, Ralphie, your score, 9
I
out of 10?
Yeah, absolutely absolutely think the movie is fantastic.
Fantastic. But yeah, guys, we hope you enjoy our review. As always, guys, please like, share, comment, and
And
subscribe.
subscribe.
As always, guys, I'm Chris.
And wow,
Catch y'all next time. Peace.
peace.